Okay, typically people pop on like as we start going, which is fine. All right, I'm gonna close that. Ooh. Okay, I hope you all can hear me. I'm going to. Okay, so out of curiosity, in the chats, if you can, or if you're not able to, that's totally fine. I'm just curious if you already create, if you're already creating a meal plan, and what does that look like? A whole bunch of people just jumped on, so I'm gonna have to repeat myself here. Dang, here they all come. Here you all come. All right, so those that just jumped on, hello. Okay, so if yeah, I wanted you guys to post in the chat like if you're creating a meal plan already, yes or no. And if it's yes, like do you feel like what you're doing is working for you? Are you getting balanced meals? What specifically are you struggling with? Or are you just here to because you like to hear my beautiful voice? That's what we're going to go through today. We are going to chat about how to make a weekly menu and what that looks like for you. I'm not going to tell you what you have to eat. Don't worry, because I literally refuse to do that. That sounds horrible. All right. Okay, no one else is typing. It's fine. Okay. Yep, get bored eating the same shit. Yeah, welcome to the club, Jenny. I'm like a creature of habit, so like I'll eat the same shit all the time, and then after like 6 weeks, I get burnt out, and then I'll make something else. So, okay, if you guys don't have a piece of paper, if you don't have a piece of paper, something that you can type, it would be good if you could grab that. Just because we're gonna go through some steps here. Okay. And if there's anything that you guys, I'm not the smartest one in the room. Actually, that would be horrible if I was. So if you guys, after I'm talking or during when I'm talking, if you have some ideas of things that work for you, please type them in the chat. Or like do the little hand raise thing and let me unmute you so that you can give your advice, right? Because we're all like in this together. We're all busy as shit and we just want to have like meal plans. Some of you are my one-on-one clients. Yes, I realize that you have to hit macros, the majority of you. We are not going to go over that today. We're going to go over like portion sizing. But it's sort of the same. You just have to divide up and look at your portions essentially. Okay. So my friends. Okay. Type in the chat. When do you guys pick up groceries? When is it, or I say pick up because I like to save money, and B, I'm fucking lazy. And if I go to Hy-Vee, then I get stuck talking to people. I love everyone, but dude, like I'll be in there for 2 hours. So is there a specific day that you go grocery shopping? Yes or no? What day is that? Sunday morning. Same girl, same. So the reason I asked that is because my assumption is you guys don't have to answer this, but my assumption is that if you don't make a meal plan, let's hypothetically say you don't make a meal plan and you just kind of randomly go get fucking groceries. Like sometimes it's Wednesday, sometimes it's Sunday, whatever. And you don't have a plan, you get all this food. And then by the end of the week, you've actually wasted fucking money because the shit that you bought went old, especially if it's fruits and vegetables. If you've had that happen to you, like you're not alone. I used to do it all the time. And now that is like the first step, right? So what we're gonna do is the way that I do this is from my education background. So any educators on here, boop, boop. I backwards design everything. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start creating the meal, what that looks like. And then after that, you decide, you literally from that, you will make your grocery shopping list. Then you'll either do the delivery thing or the pickup thing or go in and get the groceries, whatever. Then you literally have everything you need for the week. And I promise you, it will save you money and it will save you the disappointment that at the end of the week, you're like, I got all these groceries and I didn't use fucking half of it. Okay. So that's where it comes down to. All right. So if you guys haven't been on my dog's going to want to go outside. If you didn't attend my time blocking Zoom, you should probably look at that. But one of the things that I do first is, and you can do this now, you need to look at your calendar and see what kind of a shit show week you have coming up. Okay. So look at, I have clients all over the place. So like, are you traveling this week? Do your kids have activities? Are you traveling for work? Like you need to look at those things and you need to write that down. Okay. So like mine, are you guys going to Wyatt's? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So mine, I'm just going to show you here quick. I can't, hold on. I don't want to share that. Get out of here. Go away. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm on a Zoom call. Thank you. Bye. Boys, goodbye. Love you. Shut the door. Okay. I'm going to show you guys this. All right, so here's my time blocking for the week. Okay, I have my foods in here. Just don't pay attention to those right now, okay? But this is literally everything that I have. Like I'm on a Zoom call right now, so that's blocked out, obviously. This is when I work out. But at nighttime, so right here, I have a soccer meeting tonight from 6 to 7. I have my front squat workshop that I'm doing with my clients tomorrow night, and then I have soccer practice, okay? So what that means for me, all of you are different, right? Like I'm assuming my Empower girls, like you should be putting in like when you're doing your workout or whatever, your kids' activities, all the things. And then what you can do is figure out, okay, well, we like to eat at 6 o'clock. So that means this night, if my husband's not cooking, is fucked, okay? Because I'm gone and so are my boys. Like we are gone together. And so I have to figure out something quick, something that I can, and we're going to go over that, but like something I can throw into the crock pot, because if I don't, what's going to happen is I'm going to come home and my husband's going to have fucking Pizza Hut waiting, which is fine, but that's not something I want to happen every single week, right? Because what happens is if we don't plan stuff out, we get super busy and then we're like, oh, it's just easier to go through McDonald's, DoorDash something. And I understand there are some good options, right? The Mint, Jimmy John's, things like that. But it's just better to have meals that you have planned at home. You're going to save a lot of more money and you're eating more whole foods. Okay. So like this night, we'll talk about that, but that's what I want you to write down now. Like look at your shit show of a week and figure out what that looks like for you. As well as like lunches. Okay. So like I get to come home every day for lunch. I'm pretty blessed in that. This day's kind of loopy. I kind of have to switch where I eat my lunch, but for the most part, so I do want you to figure that out. Okay. Then what you're going to do. So we have time blocked, and figured out what nights, and I even want you to write by that, like quick dinner or something like I have time to make dinner, or, I know my manager, her and her husband, they do every other. So like Jeff cooks one night and then Courtney cooks the other, but they make their like meal plans. They make their menu together. So that's another option. I don't know, who does the cooking in your house. Sometimes if, the significant other does the cooking, I've had clients where it is a struggle because they don't decide to like the night of. And I'm like, well, that kind of fucks up your meal planning. But, okay. So you have all those. Everyone ready? We're good. Perfect. Fucking move on. All right. And if you're in a car, please don't be writing right now, but rewatch this. Okay. Now, oops. Oh, what am I doing? I just lost all your faces. Okay. Or whatever. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is your non-negotiables. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I mean, do you have something planned this weekend where you're going to be going out to dinner, or you have a work event where you're going to be eating lunch at that place? Like Wednesday is my husband and I, we do a date day every Wednesday to eat lunch together. And so we go to the Mint. So I literally put that down. Wednesday, lunchtime, like the Mint. This is what I'm having, the Buddha Bowl or whatever. And then the other, like my other non-negotiables are what I consume for my breakfast in the morning. So I have just like my daily habits of things that I do every single day. Mine is breakfast, and then my lunch and my dinners kind of alternate. But I want you to write that down now. Just make sure that whatever you have there is, we're going to talk about that next, is that it's a balanced meal. So that's, again, like, comes with time blocking. Are there things that are going on this weekend where you're going to be traveling? And then think about like, oh, okay, I'm going to be in Sioux. Like last weekend, I was in Sioux Falls with my kids. I took them to Air Madness. So I had planned where we were going to go and eat, so that I could make sure that I was going to stay on top of my goals, instead of getting there and being like, well, I don't know where we should go. Like it lessens anxiety because you have a plan and you don't have to like scramble to figure out what the fuck you should be doing. Okay. So that's the next thing that you do. It sucks when I can't like see if you guys are like follow, like if I'm ever like super confusing, because sometimes I get scroll blank, please just type in the chat like, Nikki, you fucking lost me, and I can back up. Okay. So we've time blocked. We figured out our shit show of a week. Then we put in our non-negotiables, our things that are kind of, we feel like are going to disrupt our week. Now we need to make our plans. Okay. So you start with protein. You always start with protein when you are making your meal plans. Okay. Because when we make our meals, it is protein, carbs, fat, and vegetable in every single meal. Okay. So me, I am a creature of habit. And we're always going to start with breakfast. I want you to start with your breakfast. If you don't eat breakfast, you're going to fucking start today, because people that are skipping breakfast, it's A, not good for blood sugar levels. B, it's not good for your hormones. And it's always good to start the day with a healthy breakfast, because if we start the day in a healthy way, then we are more likely to continue the day in that manner. Okay. So if I wake up and I go to Casey's and get a fucking donut, I already feel like I shit the day down my leg, and it's a lot harder for me to get back on track than if I start the day with something healthy. Okay. If we are confused, yes, Amanda, I am telling you to eat breakfast. I'm so sorry. You guys, it also increases. I don't like the word increases. It helps your metabolism a lot if you are consuming breakfast in the morning, and it's so good for your hormones and your blood sugar. Okay. So I want you to consume breakfast. So think about what you have and what you're going to consume. I'm going to throw some ideas out there. And if you guys have ideas, please put them in here. I'm going to give you a little bit of science. However, there is nothing wrong with having bacon, eggs, and toast in the morning. It's fine. That's a protein, carb, fat. Like, great. That's perfect. However, I will tell you this. We fast throughout the night, right? So whenever you're done eating, I don't care what time it is at nighttime, and then we go to bed, and that's when our body basically goes to work on cleaning. Okay. So it's cleaning everything out. So then when you wake up in the morning, the best thing for your body is going to be something that is pureed. Okay. So that's why I have shake with berries. The reason why is, like, think of a baby, right? This is the analogy I use with people all the time. Before we give them solid food, we give them pureed food. Okay. It's easier on our digestive tract. Okay. So if you ever have woken up and eaten like biscuits and gravy and all this shit, and like you kind of feel like ass afterwards, or feel more sluggish, it's because it takes a long time for your body to for you to digest that food. So start with something that is lighter on the stomach. Okay. That has protein, carb, and fat. So what I do is I have my shake in the morning with my NG Nutra. I add in frozen berries. I add in spinach, and I add in avocado, and I blend that bitch up. Okay. I'm not saying you have to have a shake. There are other options. Overnight oats. Okay. And I can share any of these recipes if later you're like, oh, what was that? Or you can just like Google it. So you put oats in, and then usually like yogurt. Sometimes I put protein powder, some milk or almond milk, and then you top it with like berries or peanut butter or something like that. Another option, yogurt, granola, and berries. Okay. Who else has other things that you like to consume in the morning? I know another one that I used to make for my kids was these egg bites. So you literally put like you get like the muffin pan. Oh, hi, Jenny. You get the muffin pan, and then you put in eggs as well as like egg whites. The reason I say egg whites is you're going to get more protein, and then you can decrease the amount of fat that you're consuming. And then you can put like spinach in it, cheese, and like ham or something, and then it's just these little bites. And the cool part is you bake them, but then you put them in the fridge and you can pop that bitch in the microwave. It's so simple, or like you can eat it cold. So those are some ideas. So I want you to write down for breakfast, what are you going to consume for the next 7 days? Weekends are a little bit different for at least Monday through Friday. What does that look like? What is it? And I want you to fucking divide this bitch up. What is your protein? What is your carb? What is your fat? If you don't know, that's fine. Then message me and be like, dude, this is what I'm eating, but I have no idea what the protein, the carb, or the fat is. A lot of times we lack one or the other, or one of them. And so you need to make sure that you're getting a protein, carb, fat, and hopefully a vegetable in every one. I know there are a lot of you, as well as myself, I'm not really a veggie fan. That's why I hide that shit in my shake. So I blend as much like vegetables as I can. Dude, same. That's one way to get it in. Otherwise, you know, those little egg bites are really good as well. So think of, when I say like pureed, it doesn't have to be liquid. Think of a fork test. Okay. So if you can grab your fork and you can literally like, oh my God, if it's like smooth, like you can cut it with your fork, right? Like mash it up and you can puree it. That is also okay too, right? Not like sausage or bacon. Like that's not great unless it's just like little bites. So that's, that is that for breakfast. Now we're fucking skipping lunch. We're going to dinner. We're going to dinner because I find that this one's difficult, especially if you have a significant other. I don't know if any of you have a husband that's, I'm like, what are we having for dinner? Oh, no. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Okay. Well, I like have goals and my husband's not on the same track as me, which is totally fine. Still love him. So I typically, I come up with 5 days of meals that we're going to consume. And then what I do is, and you can see that on my, on here, like I put, and this is where I talk about the flexibility of all this, but I put, okay, that's not the right screen. That was stupid. Share screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I put all these dinners here: spaghetti, burgers, turkey sausage. This is my kielbasa thing, which I actually made last night, and then chicken wrap. So I have them all here, but that doesn't mean that's what we're eating. Like, for example, turkey sausage, actually, I had that last night. And so tacos go here. So I basically asked Miles, I'm like, tonight, I'll be like, bro, what are we having for dinner tomorrow? Okay. So I made 5 meals that have protein, carbs, and fat in them. And that way it's just a list of things. Now, what day I consume them is sort of irrelevant. Okay. And here's why. If you're doing macros, it's a little bit more difficult because, like, for example, if I have spaghetti, obviously my noodles have more carbs than the night that I have my chicken wrap. But if you're just looking at balanced meals, where last week on the Zoom, we talked about foundations, then you want to make sure you have a protein, carb, fat, and vegetable. Okay. So I want you to come up with 5 meals that you are going to be consuming. Okay. So that's a protein, carb, fat. Always start with your protein. So what meat source are you going to be consuming? So it could be fish. It could be, oh my God, chicken, turkey, ground beef, pork, eggs. I don't care. We usually have breakfast for dinner too. I like that one. I like that one. We'll probably have that Friday. So 5 meals. Okay. So for example, I will give you, last night we had, turkey kielbasa. I need to share that recipe. It had, turkey kielbasa in it with rotini noodles and cheese. And then it had like, chicken broth in it. So it had my protein, my carb, my fat. The vegetable was tomatoes. And then when I have spaghetti, the noodles is the carb, the ground beef is the protein. And I usually throw in zucchini in, like I chop up zucchini and I'll put it into my spaghetti so that I have my vegetable in that. Or like my manager, Courtney, has like a side salad. They have like a side salad before. It's like gourmet. I don't do gourmet shit. I'm like, let's fucking get it done. Just hurry up. And you guys, I'm telling you, my meals at nighttime, if it takes longer than 15 minutes to cook it, that shit is not happening. Like my meals take 15 minutes. None of this is like gourmet luxury. Like, no, it just doesn't happen. So focus on creating 5 meals. And again, if you don't know what the protein, the carb, or the fat is, like you can hit me up. Or if you're struggling to be like, well, I have a protein carb, but I don't have the fat. like, let me help you figure out like what to add in there. You can message me separately, or you can unmute, or you can throw in the chat. But yes, come up with your dinners. And again, not like Monday, we're having this. Cause honestly, on Monday, I might not fucking feel like spaghetti. So then I'm like, oh, but I have 4 other days of shit that I said I could consume, and I can just swap it out. Okay. And then the last one we do is we go to lunch. This is typically for people the easiest one to do. I don't know. For me, I eat the same shit all week. Or so like I've been on like the chicken wrap kick, where I get the Bear chicken nuggets and I throw them in the air fryer, and it takes me like 5 minutes to make my food. And then I put broccoli slaw in it with a tortilla and cheese. So good. So I'll eat that like all week. Or what I do is like last night we had the turkey kielbasa, so I actually ate that for lunch because I knew I had to get on a Zoom with you guys today, and my Mondays are usually pretty crazy. So I try to make something on Sunday night that is going to be very easy for me to warm up on Monday. Okay. And then like tomorrow I have my branding and marketing call at 11, which is literally my lunchtime. So I will probably make spaghetti tonight so that tomorrow I can literally just heat it up. So whatever I have the night before, I consume the next day. So you can do it that way. That definitely cuts down on time, especially for people that don't get the chance to go home, or they have jobs that only give them like a fucking 20-minute lunch break. Those people suck because they're just fucking with all your hunger cues. You can tell your boss that, by the way. And then they can call me and I can give them all the signs behind it. But they should be giving you literally like 45 minutes for lunch. So yeah. So then create your lunches, and it literally can be, you guys might only need to make five meals, because if you can have one at night and then eat the leftovers on the next day, so you're making more food than what you would eat at nighttime. And then or sometimes like I will throw in, if the whole week, sometimes I eat like a chicken broccoli or rice bowl in the crock pot on Sunday. I will throw a shitload of chicken in the crock pot and just let it cook, and then I'll put it in the fridge. So like my protein is always cooked, and then if I'm having rice, that is also cooked, but the rest of the stuff like is just like throw together stuff, like tortillas, fucking potatoes. I'll usually cook those if I'm gonna have those, and making sure that I have a vegetable available too, which typically is going to be a frozen vegetable that I throw in the microwave because I'm fucking lazy. That's what I do. And then guys, on the busy nights, here's what I do on my busy nights. Tacos are usually my busy night, because I can throw ground beef into the crock pot at like 3 o'clock. And then when I get home from soccer practice at 7, it's done. And that's when we can sit down and eat dinner as a family. So crock pot meals are really, really good for those nights that you know that you're going to be on the go. So you either have to, eat before or after whatever activity that you're doing. And so that's typically what I do is that. Okay, so now you have breakfast, lunch, dinner. Now you have to add in snacks. That's only literally 3 meals. And if you look at 3 meals, my macro girls know this. If you have a palm size, oh yeah, we should talk about portions. For protein, it should be like a palm size. If you're not tracking macros, palm size is portion. Okay. If you're tracking macros, you need to take your total protein and divide it how many meals that you eat in a day. A palm size is typically 20 to 25 grams of protein. Okay. If you're only eating 3 meals, that's 60 grams of protein. That is fucking not shit. You should be consuming at least 1 gram per lean body mass that you have, which the majority of you need to be consuming anywhere between 120 and 150 grams of protein a day. That's only 60. So how the fuck am I supposed to get more? Good. You're going to add 2 snacks. You have your breakfast. 2 to 3 hours later, you're going to have a snack. Then you're going to have lunch. Then you're going to have a snack. Then you're going to have dinner. And some of my macro girls, you get to have a fucking snack right before you go to bed too. It's fucking great. It's so good. So now you get to add in your snacks and figure out what those are. I think that people struggle with this the most, especially with protein. Who has any ideas that want to throw in the chat what they have for their snacks for their protein? I do beef sticks. I do have another protein shake. I mix it with my cold brew. It's so fucking good. So like I get my cold brew at 3 and I mix the protein in it. But yeah, what do you guys have for your snacks? I do meat sticks, cheese sticks, jerky, protein shake. Sometimes I do like fruit with a like peanut butter. And I know peanut butter is actually considered a fat, but it does have a little bit of protein in it. We don't really like to do naked carbs because it does increase blood sugar pretty quickly. Oh yeah, yes, Greek yogurt. Oh, with PB2, perfect. Oh, cottage cheese. Yes, I have that too. My daughter loves that shit. Cottage cheese, another good one. Sometimes even like if you have to be on the go, what is it? Those like they're already made like little snack pack things. They don't have a lot of protein in them, but they're still doable because you should be eating every like 2 to 3 hours. Greek yogurt. Everyone's going with the Greek yogurt with sugar-free cheesecake jello. Huh. Might have to try that one. Sounds like a treat. Protein balls are another good one. Those are super easy to make, you guys. It's oats, peanut butter, pure maple syrup, protein powder, chocolate chips. Those are super easy to make. Protein pudding. Nice. I'll have to look that up. So now you guys should have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks written out. Now those can be interchangeable. So now that you have all of that, and I know it's Monday today, and I know you guys usually shop on Sundays, whatever, I get it. But now you literally have your grocery shopping list. And I guarantee you that if you would look at the list of the menu just created for this week, there's a lot of bullshit that you just bought this week at the grocery store that you're not going to use. And it's just going to sit there in the pantry, or it's going to sit in the fridge and get fucking old. And then you're going to have to throw it away. I used to do that stuff all the time, but now I literally only purchase what I need. And then it's a lot easier for me to literally save money, like save a lot of money. So now that I just went through all of that, you guys have to remember that you have to stay flexible because shit is going to happen where your friend's going to call you and they're going to be like, oh my God, do you want to go to lunch with me? You're going to be like, fuck yes, I do. That sounds amazing. And I expect you to say fuck yes, as long as it's not a daily experience. Okay. So when you're eating out, focus on protein, carb, fat, vegetable. Okay. I love the mint that Amy Johnson owns because their Buddha bowls literally have everything that you need, right? So you just need to like you can adjust things and be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna have what I planned during the day, but I can still eat out. Like I had like 5 girls that checked in this week that all were out of town this weekend and fucking dropped weight. And they weren't tracking macros. They didn't take their little fucking scale with them. It's called like always going back to the foundations of making sure you have a protein, carb, fat, vegetable in every single meal that you are consuming, or the majority of the meals, especially the breakfast, lunch, and dinner meals. And I promise you, you will love me forever if you just go to the basics. Okay. So now you guys are gonna, I love this. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Hold on. Okay, so now I saw Jen writing at least, so I know she's doing shit because you should know I'm in her ass. Okay, I'm taking a picture of everyone that's on here. Oops, here's the deal, guys. I need you to fucking message me a picture, or you can have it all typed up nice. Like some people are super organized. I'm more like chicken scratch. Like you saw my calendar, I'm like, fuck it, spaghetti. Here we go. I already know what I'm having for lunches, so I don't put that in there. I already know like what I have to get from the grocery store, but I want you guys to send me what your meal plan is. I don't even care if it's just like 5 meals, but then I want you guys to try to stick to that. Again, flexible with the days that you're consuming these foods. However, it creates way less anxiety than coming home from work at 5:30 and be like, oh, fuck, I haven't thawed any meat. What should we have? Fuck it. Let's order Pizza Hut. I get it. We're all tired. Like it's so much easier to do that, but you feel so much better if like you just have a plan and that way, like take the meat out in the morning so that when you get home, you can thaw it. Or is it a meal where you can throw the meat in the crock pot and all you have to do is make the sides when you get home, things like that. Like it doesn't, I think the biggest problem, and this is like what all my posts are about this week, is that everyone is overcomplicating fucking everything. It's not that you're too busy. Like we're all fucking busy. Now, all of us are busy. Like I could ramble on about how busy I am. I'm sure all of you could too. But it's the fact that everyone's overcomplicating stuff. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. It took you, if you actually did what I asked you to do while sitting here, it took you fucking 10 minutes to write an entire meal plan for the entire week. Now you just have to execute it. You're not too busy. Don't overcomplicate shit. Protein, carb, fat, vegetable. If you learn nothing else from me until the day I die, that as well as water and steps and sleep. That's it. Water, steps, sleep, protein, carb, fat, vegetable. This is all Nikki teaches all the time. So again, don't overcomplicate stuff. I want you guys to literally, if you don't message me by the end of today, I am going to be reaching out to you. So you might want to go ahead and block me on social media now so that I can't get a hold of you. I'm pretty sure people do that, but it's fine. And I'm going to reach out to you to see what your menu plan is. And you guys, if you sat here and you're like, holy fuck, that was really overwhelming. Great. Then when I message you, be like, I didn't know where to start and let me help you through it. Okay. That's why I do these live trainings. That's why I reach out to you guys, all the things, because I'm tired of everyone going on and finding all these really complicated things or fad diets that are not going to be sustainable in the long run. And I want you guys to learn the sustainable habits in order to be successful for fucking ever. Because once you start doing this, it becomes a habit, then it's just like another part of life. It's not something you have to do. It's a part of life. So, okay. Does anybody have any questions or anything? If not, I think that's all I have for you today. Yeah, and I don't know what the fuck we're gonna talk about next week. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I hope you guys are creating that meal plan. If you are my macro clients, again, divide that all up, refer back to the macro Tetris video that I sent you. You do the protein first, then the carb, the fat, and then you just have to alterate the portions. If you're not a macro client, you don't track macros, you deal with portion sizes. Palm size for protein. Fist for oh my God, carbs, or like a cup. It's a cup. Your vegetables should just be like half your plate. And I know they do like a course like this, like fuck it, half your plate. And then your fats are going to be like a tablespoon, like a thumb. So that's the way that you kind of want to think of your protein, carb, fat, vegetables if you're just doing portion sizes. My macro clients, your portions are probably a lot higher because I make you eat a lot more. So there's that. And this makes it a lot easier also for you guys to reverse diet, or that last week when I was talking about eat more. So you have this meal plan, and like for a week, if you're working on this, the portion sizes, then the next week increase that portion size or add another snack. And that's one way that you can track your reverse dieting, which is adding more calories every week. Instead of like having to weigh your foods. So there's that. Dope. Okay. Okay, guys. I am going to go to my new studio now and do more work there. I hope that you can all visit that when it gets done. So hopefully we don't run into a lot of fucking issues. All right. I fucking love you guys. Again, please message me if you have any questions. I want to hear from you. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to message you tomorrow morning. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Peace.